Welcome students. This is your third chapter, internal reconstruction. So under this chapter we are going to understand the meaning of internal reconstruction and the purpose of internal reconstruction and the accounting adjustment made at the time of internal reconstruction. So before starting this chapter, I would like to share this balance sheet. I made this balance sheet just for understanding purpose. As per new requirement under Companies Act, we need to present the balance sheet in the vertical format, not in the horizontal format, but in the vertical format. Let's say this is the balance sheet of a company, and here a company is has been making losses for number of years. All the fixed assets on the asset side are overvalued, and they have shown some fictitious assets also. And if you see here, they have shown a goodwill of rupees 55,000 on the asset side. Now you tell me, when company is making loss since long time, there is no need to present a goodwill on the asset side of the balance sheet. So this will not show the true picture, true financial position of the company. So in such case, the balance sheet shows the higher net worth than what the real worth ought to be. So in that type of situation, company may face the danger of going under liquidation. So in such circumstances, the company have three options. One, either liquidate the company or reconstruct the company externally or reconstruct the company internally. So they have three options. So here we are talking about internal reconstruction. So the main purpose of internal reconstruction is to increase the profitability of the existing company and to improve the financial position of the company. So here the company will reorganize or reconstruct the financial position of the company by by reducing the asset value, or you can say that by showing the true value of the asset, or by reducing the liability and the capital through the process of internal reconstruction. These are the methods of reconstruction: alteration of share capital, subdivision and consolidation of shares, conversion of shares into stocks, variation of shareholders' rights, reduction of share capital, compromise or arrangements, surrender of shares. Here, the Companies Act contains the legal provision relating to the internal construction. The following condition must be satisfied for reconstruction, like here article, it should be authorized, the internal reconstruction must be authorized by article of association. And the next condition is the special resolution has to be passed in the general meeting, and confirmation of the court is required. And we need to see the interest, the creditor interest should be protected, and the court may order to use word reduced after the company name. So this is all about the methods and the condition required to undergo with the process of internal reconstruction. These are the important points to note. The first point says all the intangible assets, all losses, all the expenses appearing in the balance sheet on the asset side should be written off, whether it has mentioned in the problem or not. Most of the cases they don't mention in the problem. So here we are going to write off all the intangible assets and all the losses and all the expenses which appears on the asset side of the balance sheet. So this you need to remember. And the second thing, all the reserves appearing in the balance sheet, like surplus, general reserve, capital reserve, revaluation reserve, should be written off, whether it has been mentioned in the problem or not? Same thing. In 90% cases, they don't mention about writing off all the reserves, but still we are going to write off all these reserves. Okay. Then the third point says that there is a difference in accounting treatment when the reconstruction scheme says to reduce the face value of the share and reduce the paid up value of the share. So that we will understand while doing the problem. I'll make you clear. Then the fourth point says when there is a change in the value of the asset or liabilities, the difference has to be transferred to the capital reduction account. Here in this chapter, we are going to open one account that is called capital reduction account. So any after revaluing the asset or after reassessment of value of the liabilities, that difference amount we are going to transfer to the capital reduction account. So let's start with one small problem.